The transgender Nashville shooter's manifesto has been leaked, allegedly. And we're going to cover that here today on Speechless, Cut for Time. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Speechless Cut for Time. I'm your host, Phares, 22-year-old conservative college student out of Central Illinois, host of Speechless on Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal, but I can't necessarily fit everything I want to into my 2-hour Sunday show, so I bring it to you here in Cut for Time segments on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, ring that notification bell, hit it to all, because we know ScrewTube doesn't like to show people all the different news that I'm covering that the mainstream media will ignore because it doesn't fit the narrative. Also, don't forget to comment and share this. But speaking of not fitting the narrative, that's exactly what this story did. So, as many of you guys might have heard, the transgender identifying killer who murdered 6 people at the Christian school in Nashville was consumed by leftist radical racial hatred, targeting whites as, quote, privileged, according to 3 pages of the shooter's diary that were released by podcaster Steven Crowder earlier this week on Monday. Now, before I get into a lot more of this, I want to let you guys know this is sensitive content. And so just a warning for you guys out there. You can call it a trigger warning, whatever, but I just want to be clear. It is sensitive content. So if there's kids or anything listening around, might not be the best thing for them to hear. So let's get right on into this. I have an editor tool on screen so that I can edit a little bit and show and highlight some important parts. So these are the 3 pages that we're going to go through on here. So you can see this one is entitled Death Day at the top. Today is the day. The day has finally come. I can't believe it's here. Didn't know I was able to get this far, but here I am. I'm a little nervous, but excited too. Been excited for the past 2 weeks. There were several times, this is an important part here. There were several times I could have been caught, especially back in the summer of 2021. I want to know what happened then. Why is that when the shooter could have been caught? None of that matters now. I am more than an hour and 7 minutes away. Can't believe I am doing this, but I am nearly ready. I hope my victims aren't. Absolutely sickening. My only fear is if anything goes wrong, I'll do my best to prevent that of the sort. It's obviously a little messed up there. God, let my wrath take over my anxiety. That's God, let my wrath take. What does that even mean? It might be 10 minutes tops. It might be 3 to 7. It's going to go quick. I hope I have a high death count, ready to die. Ha ha. This is an obviously mentally disturbed individual. That much is clear. This is a mentally disturbed individual. Let's go to the second page here. Starting off, this is February 3rd of this year. Kill those kids is how it starts. Uses a white racial slur there. Going to private fancy schools with those fancy khakis and sports backpacks with their daddy's Mustangs and convertibles. F you, little S's. I want to shoot you. I can't. It's like hard for me to even read it. With your mop yellow hair. Want to kill all of you little. Another slur. Then gay slurs with your white privileges. F you, gay slur. Okay. Let's look at the final page here of this. This is the schedule from the day. And it's interesting how it maps out almost minute by minute what Audrey Hale had planned. I'd like to go down. A lot of this stuff is getting up in the morning, getting ready. Test knife for glass breaker. Gear up, set up guns in trunk, assemble, get out, vest. 11:20 a.m. Final videotape, 10 minutes. Remember that. Final videotape, 10 minutes. Where is that videotape? Where is that videotape? We've heard about a manifesto. We've known a manifesto existed. Where is this videotape that's alleged in here? Arrive at Covenant. Arrive in designated parking spot. Prepare for attack. Lock and load weapons. Open fire. Time to die. It's insane. It's insane. It also says here, check parking lot for security. Right there. Check parking lot for security. What that says to me if even Audrey Hale is saying check parking lot for security, what that says to me is gun-free zones, such as schools, do not work because the perpetrators, the people that are ardently supportive of ensuring some level of destruction and terror, are well aware of a gun-free zone and know that the only body that could have actually ever hurt me is the police that are 3, 5, 7 minutes away, or some level of security there. Those are the only people. And so they know. So they're going to target places like that. And before I get into, so I want to talk more about what the authorities have said, what people, what Nashville is saying, everything like that. But I want to remind you guys of how leftists acted after this shooting happened. I have 2 short videos I would like to share. This is the first one this is just a leftist, what she has to say about why this shooting happened. Again, before these pages came out, but just a reminder of how they reacted.
I wonder if the parents of the victims of the Nashville shooting today would still have their children if these trans bills in Tennessee were never a thing. I'm not a parent, but if I were, I'd be real mad at the government. I'd be real mad at the government.
So it's not the fault to this person. It's not the fault of the shooter. It's not potentially mental illness. It's the fault of the government for saying they don't want children to transition or they don't want biological men in women's sports. According to this leftist, that's what they're saying. It's not the fault of it. And also the plea to the parents as well. How sick do you have to be in that? I want to know what this person has to say about this manifesto that almost verbatim follows a leftist playbook of hate white people. Of hate white people. Now let's take a look at this one. This is immediate days after the Nashville trans mass shooting. Far left protesters occupied the Tennessee Capitol, and they held a moment of silence for those that had died, and included one of the victims to be Audrey Hale, the perpetrator, the shooter, the transgender shooter. So let's take a look and a listen at this one.
Every death is a tragedy, y'all. It's 7 lives.
I'd say there were 7 victims.
Yep.
Saying they're holding up 7 fingers, including the shooter as a victim. Now remember all that. When I come to my conclusion, I want to give you an update as to what has happened, at least with the authorities up to date. Out of Fox News, Nashville authorities are, quote, aware of the purported leak of portions of the Covenant school shooters Audrey Elizabeth Hale's highly anticipated, quote, manifesto. I've heard some people calling it the Tranifesto. Call it what you will. Found in the car where the killer gunned down 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults in March. Nashville police have said they've recovered documents in the 28-year-old Hale's car after police killed the suspect on the school's 2nd floor. However, they have been fighting in court not to release the manifesto. And so has a group of parents from the school. The National Police Association is involved in a court battle with Nashville City and Police Department demanding the manifesto be made public. The lawsuit has been slowed for months. Currently, an appeals court is expected to rule on whether Hale's parents and the school have a right to intervene. There is no clear timeline for a decision on releasing the full manifesto. Hale, who identified as a male named Aiden, but was a biological female named Audrey, police described as a transgender woman, kept more than 20 journals. Court documents revealed earlier this year, and the 3 purportedly leaked pages would only represent a snippet of the killer's writing. So it's not even confirmed as to whether or not this is the manifesto, this is a journal, what exactly this is, but it's reported that it's the manifesto. Still has not been confirmed that it's a part of it directly. But in a statement, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell said the city would launch its own investigation into the potential leak. So my guess is that it's real and that this is actually part of at least some level of Audrey Hale's journal. Why? Because why would you launch an investigation into something internally that is fake? From what I understand, a few officers have since been put on leave as well. So if it's fake, if it's not part of the journal or the manifesto, then why would there be an investigation? Why are people being put on leave, or at least not, maybe not administrative leave. Maybe I think they got put onto like desk duty or something, but still. Investigators also served a search warrant of Hale's home about 3 miles away from the church and school. The killer slept with journals on other school shootings under her bed in her parents' house. Police seized the journals and a trove of documents and electronic devices. Court filings had revealed. Hale also left behind a suicide note on a desk under one of the several laptops police recovered near a list of passwords in the bedroom. So what's the point of all of this, of the leak? Well, one, our government wants to hide this from us. The media wants to hide this from you. Why? Because it does not fit the narrative. A transgender, anti-white individual, obviously mentally ill, I kind of imply that when I say transgender, shoots up a Christian school on the basis of hating white people, hating whiteness. Audrey Hale hated everything she was taught to hate. She hated her race. She hated her female gender. She hated her Christian faith that she was raised in. She also hated children with fathers. She mentioned that. Their daddies' Mustangs in the reported pages. She is a direct product of the leftist progressive agenda. That's everything that you're taught to hate. I mean, there's some more things too. America, everything it was founded on. Police, obviously doesn't have much respect for law and order. Look, at the end of the day, Audrey Hale pulled the trigger. Audrey Hale is the one who committed these murders. But what we need to be honest with ourselves about is that people are exalting this gender ideology and anybody who claims to be a part of it as if they're heroes. They're all marginalized. They're all oppressed. They're all victims of some kind, whether that's whiteness, whether that's people like me are oppressing them because I don't agree with things that are anti-biology and anti-truth, anything like that. And when people are exalting that, which what it is really a mental illness, in most extreme cases, I don't believe every transgender is heading down this path. I want to be clear about that. I've met transgender people. I've met very nice transgender people. I don't believe they will all end up down this path. But in the most extreme cases, when you're teaching people to hate everything in the name of love, as they'll say, you can create something like this. You can create something like this. It's like a Joker mentality, like that movie, The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. When it seems like when you're told that everybody and everything hates you, and you should even hate yourself, how are you going to react? Especially when you're already struggling with other mental illnesses. America has a mental health issue. That's what we need to be working on solving. And so I know this is a somber and sad story, but America deserves to know what's in this manifesto, what's on that video that was not talked about, released, anything like that. We deserve answers because we need to seek solutions to the problems and the ills that are facing American society. Everybody, I hope you got something out of this video. And if you want more reporting like this and you want more news in this fashion, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, hit it to all, comment what you think, be involved in the conversation, be a part of the solution, and share this video with your friends so that they can see it too. God bless you. God bless America. And until next time, you've been watching Speechless. Cut for Time.